Hey guys, welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Sorry about that. Okay. Still have not been able to figure out why my phone is so zoomed out for the live videos. Anyways, welcome. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I was feeling rather uninspired tonight and had no idea what I was going to be doing until the very last minute I decided I would do some beach resin art, and I hope you guys like that. Generally speaking, people do. Hey Veronica, it's just you and me, Veronica. Just kidding, I'm sure other people are here. So let's go ahead. We have the comments pulled up, and for anyone watching this on replay later, this is a live video. It is not simply a tutorial video, so if you don't like the chit chat, then this isn't the video for you. All right. Hey Tina, hey Catherine, Cheryl, Mama Jan, Linda, Rhonda, Annette, Paula, Taz, Stamperka, Glenda, Jennifer, Kelly, Katrina, Katarina, sorry. No, Katrina. That was right the first time. Oh, hey Erin, Christina. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm going to North Carolina next week. So excited / nervous because I also have so much to do before then, but I'm very excited. Okay. Berkman's, the smoke has cleared up a lot since yesterday. It was insane for days, and now it's a lot better. Okay, this cup I was going to use is not going to work. That's okay. I have lots more. So, how does everyone feel about this idea of the beach resin art? I haven't really done a video on one of these in a while. Well, I guess I did the Alumilite one, but that was high pressure because it was on a table, and I felt too nervous. So I want to do a more relaxed one. Come to Oz, like where the Wizard of Oz is. Hey DL Tyler, I am trying to clean out a darn mixing bucket, and they are not cooperating. All right, next. I reuse these things, and usually the resin just peels right out, but sometimes gives me some grief. Okay, I think I have one here that's decent enough. So I also did run out of art coat today. I'm going to use the regular countertop resin. Put this here so hopefully more people can see it. Let me grab my gloves. I know, Tina, I was just being silly. So the canvas here, I pre-spray painted, and it looks shiny there. It's actually still a little bit wet. So I'm just thinking by the time I get this all mixed up, it should be dry. I did not pre-plan this well. Getting some nice fumes. Okay. All right. 1 second. Let me find my epoxy. I think it's on the other side. Yep. Okay. Oh my goodness. I did not realize how low I am on epoxy. Okay, so I'm using Stone Coat countertop epoxy, you guys. And I think I have a link in the description, but if not, Veronica, are you able to grab that? I have now a special link. This is a 10 by 20 canvas. Normally, you need about 3 ounces per square foot, but because I'm doing art, I'm going to mix up a little bit more So probably about 8 ounces or so, which isn't going to really work with this darn thing. Okay, I'm just going to use regular cups. I tried. All right, just 1 second, everybody. This has been a very long week. And Linda, I did make your other coaster. It will be dry by tomorrow and shipped out within a couple weeks. Okay, I know I got some questions. Please hold. Trying to just get the epoxy dumped out without dumping it all over myself, ideally. Okay, equal amounts, pretty good, pretty good. All right, hey Clara. So yeah, someone asked, I think, if I prefer the countertop over the art coat. Not necessarily, but to be perfectly honest, I generally do use the countertop resin just because it's so versatile. So I use it on coasters, tables, paintings. It's a bit more versatile than the art coat. I guess technically I do prefer it over that. Oh my goodness, it's hot in here. Okay, breathe. All right. So I have mixed equal parts A and B in here, I hope. And I just need to get this mixed up. All resins are mixed differently. This specific one, you mix equal parts of A and B, and you mix it for about 4 minutes or so. Okay. So Annette said, I'm doing sculptures as well as resin. Art, do I use art resin or casting resin for the base and covering skins and Sculpey? I don't understand the question entirely, but if you are filling a mold, you need to use the casting resin. So sounds like that's what you need for a base, but I'm not entirely certain. Rhonda, the art coat is specifically for resin art or coating paintings. It has the most UV protection out of all of the resins, but the countertop is a close second. And I mean, don't quote me on this because other people disagree, but I find the countertop dries just a little bit harder. So yeah, you can use the art coat for tumblers. You can use the art coat for pretty much anything, except Stone Coat definitely does not recommend it for furniture. Clara. See, I knew Clara was going to disagree. We had this conversation like a month or 2 ago. I don't actually know the heat resistance of the art coat. I do know that the countertop resin is heat resistant. So it's what I use for my coasters and generally most things. Unless I'm doing a straight up painting. If I'm doing a straight up painting or sealing a painting specifically, I'll use the art coat. But for anything else, coasters or furniture, tumblers, I usually am using the countertop resin. That's just me. No worries, Clara. Everyone has their own experiences. Okay, has it been 4 minutes? Was anyone timing? Oh my gosh. I've done so much resin today. After this, I'll show you guys a sneak peek of the video coming out tomorrow. It didn't come out 1000% perfect, but it's pretty darn close, and I think I'm pretty happy with it. Okay. So we're going to mix up the colors. I like to use at least 2 different blues. I generally use one of the dyes and then one of the mica powders. The mica powders are metallic and they have that sheen, whereas the dyes are not. So I like to use both and get the best of both worlds. So the mica powder that I'm using is Alumidust, blue-green. And then the dye that I'm going to use is the Alumilite translucent ocean blue. And this stuff, a little bit goes a long way. So you just need like a couple drops maybe. And then I think on the sand area, I'm going to use actual sand, I think. What do you guys think? I don't actually know if I have enough sand. Come to think of it. I just used a whole bunch in those beach coasters I made today. Bugger. Let me think for 5 seconds. I might have some more sand somewhere. Let me just check real quick. In this box. Nope. Nope. If I were sand, where would I put myself? I just feel like people that don't know me and they watch my videos later probably think I'm totally Looney Tunes. Ooh, I found more sand. Okay. So this is exciting. Okay. I'm going to be using 2 different kinds of sand. No, I'll just use this one. Otherwise, they're 2 different colors. These are from 2 different, I have sand from 2 different islands in the, I don't know, fire trucks. From 2 different islands in the Caribbean, and they're different colors. Okay. Let's see. I've seen other people pour off of a tray onto canvas or other items. Would you suggest that technique over others for pouring onto a non-flat surface? I'm so sorry. I really don't understand that question. We can probably chalk it up to lack of sleep rather than how you phrased it. But if you could clarify, that would be helpful. Hey, Pina. Oh, Penna? Pina. I never remember. All right. Okay. I hear an awful lot of fire trucks. I need y'all to pray that they go away. No more fires. Second way I said it. Great. Now how did I say it? I think Penna? Penna, right? Okay. All right. Fresh air. Oh, Christina, are spas open in North Carolina? Because I would ridiculously love to get a massage. In Los Angeles, you can't even get a haircut. Definitely can't get a massage. Okay. I think I just forgot to mix the white. So the white I'm using is also the Alumilite dye. There are fires near me kind of all the time, and we never really know how serious they are. Luckily, we haven't been evacuated in like 2 years, but was a month ago we got pretty close. So the huge fires though aren't super close to me. Luckily, they're about 10 miles away, I think. I can get a massage in Minnesota. Okay, I'm on my way. Try a pour through a raised colander. Absolutely. How would you suggest that I raise it though? Because I think I've been suggested that before and I just didn't know how to raise it. All right. So this one's the white. You only need a tiny bit. So I'm hardly mixing any of that one. Here's the blue dye. We'll use a decent amount of that. And here is the mica powder. We'll also use a decent amount of that. And then I've got clear for the sand. Okay. Let's get this all mixed up. Yeah. Next media guy is out of town. So it's just me doing everything. Homeschooling, all the shipping, all the cleaning, all the cooking, all the shopping, all the art. Just me. Hi, Jay. I heard someone say I'm Bob Ross. I appreciate that. Colander with handles, hang it from the ceiling. Use a mason jar ring to raise it. Oh, that's a good idea. And a shot glass. Okay. Yes, you can use acrylic paint in the epoxy for color. It's not necessarily recommended. I'm going to make a bit more of the dark blue because that's definitely going to be my main color here. I didn't add too much color to it, so it's pretty transparent. But there's also the blue in the background. All right, I have to move this closer to myself because it's super, my arms can't reach. But I wanted to have everything in view for mixing. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the camera just a tiny bit. Cause yeah, let's make my life easier. Did you guys see the pumpkin video today? I'm super happy with how that came out. Okay. I like that rolling pin idea. I did see that. Okay. So I always like to start with the dark blue here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put some water on the back of my canvas. Now, I'm often asked about this. You do not have to let it dry, and you can use either just a spray bottle to spray the back, or just go ahead and put it underneath some water, which is what I'm going to do. You don't want to get water on the front of the canvas, but you can literally soak the back if you want. It's not going to matter. So I'm just doing this to tighten up the canvas. And I pretty much always do this before resin painting. And then otherwise do it sometimes when I'm doing acrylic painting if the canvas is loose. So I don't know if you guys could tell before, but it's much tighter now. Go ahead and just, I got a little water on there. Hi, Aurora. Thank you. Okay, so why would I not use acrylic paint with the resin is the question. So basically, you just never know how it's going to react. It's not necessarily intended to mix with resin. But when I started resin painting, I pretty much almost solely used acrylic paint because I didn't even know what to mix in it. It was very confusing, which is why I made a whole video on resin for beginners showing all the things that you can mix in them. But sometimes when I would add acrylic paint to my resin, it would cure almost instantly. Hey, Mary Leanne. Yes, you made it for alive. So it just depends. Sometimes it worked great. Other times, not so much. Still hearing the fire trucks. Marshmallow. All right, so this is that darker blue, and I did leave it pretty transparent. Usually the first thing I do when I hear sirens is I go on my local Facebook group, because that's like the top news source. They always know instantly if there's a fire. Yeah. We'll live. We'll live. It happens all the time, so I don't even know why I'm worried this time. All right, that is beautiful. Hey, Judy. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and add in, this is the mica powder, and I'm gonna add some along the edge here, and then I'm gonna kind of mix these together a bit. So I don't want this to come out too dark, and I definitely don't want like stripes. I'm gonna go ahead and just take my glove and kind of just pull it through, and at this stage too, I'm kind of shaping that water. And the cool thing about the mica is it gives it that different depths that you won't get with those dyes. Okay. Hey, Sue from Newcastle, Australia. Yeah, so some things you can use in resin are eyeshadow, acrylic paint, nail polish, of course, glitter. Let's see, what else today? Mica powder. So eyeshadow basically is mica powder, just so y'all know. What else did I use? Obviously, like inks and dyes. You can use alcohol ink as well. All right, I like that depth. This one is the Alumilite Blue Green. It's my favorite for oceans. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and I gotta change my gloves now because I don't want to get any blues into the next parts. Uh-oh. I had a band-aid on my thumb. It came off with the gloves. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to come around to the other side. My table is very wide, so it's kind of hard. Okay. For the sand, I'm going to go ahead and put down clear. And now I'm going to go ahead and put on new gloves, which I should have done already, but I forgot. I've just been using the crappy vinyl ones. It's still pretty much all I can get access to around here, but that's okay. Just something to keep the resin off my hands. Aw, thank you, Mary Leanne. So sweet. Okay. I have not used fluid paints. I don't think I have, at least in the resin. So I saw some questions about my new class. So I'll just go ahead and tell you about it briefly. And gosh darn it, I meant to include a link in the description. It's been one of those days. It's been one of those weeks. But it is fluid art that sells. It teaches you how to create fluid art pieces that sell, and then it teaches you how to sell them. It teaches you all about marketing, etc. So Tina or Veronica, if one of you could get me the link, that would be amazing. All right, I'm not gonna look at comments for a minute because I'm going ahead with the sand here. So I put down my clear layer of resin, and now I'm gonna go ahead and gently drizzle the sand on here. This is the darker sand. I cannot remember what island this is from. and it will stick to the resin. You don't have to worry about that. It's not gonna like fall off when I pick up the resin or anything, or when I pick up the painting. However, I do recommend putting a clear layer of resin over this. Because this is a painting, you don't necessarily have to, but it'll just help. So usually when I do beach, I like to do at least 2 layers also, because I like to add different layers of waves. So I'll do the first layer and then I'll come back and add another layer of waves, and that gives it a lot of depth. So I'm just adding a little bit at a time, trying to get it fairly even here. And also keep it in the area that I want to keep it in. I'm very sorry if I'm missing any questions right now. Feel free to continue asking them, and my moderators can probably answer most of them. If not, I will be back to the questions in a second. Trying to also kind of trail some on the sides here. It is kind of hard to get the sand even. So you gotta just do a little bit at a time and kind of keep going back over it, filling any spots. We're almost there. But using the real sand instead of just colors, man, makes it into just an amazing picture. Totally different than using like a spray paint or whatever. I prefer it when possible. Okay. Still hearing lots of sirens. All right, I think that's pretty good. Let me just make sure I got my edges very well. Okay. Now this other hand has the resin on it, so I'm kind of just patting down, making sure that it is pretty even. I still see a couple just spots over here that are just a little bit bare. Okay, calling that a done. Coming back to the comments. Sorry. Takes intense concentration. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Okay. So the class is called Fluid Art That Sells, and Veronica just posted the link. I'm using, these are vinyl gloves. They really suck. The link in the description is not the right class though. Okay, everybody hold for just a second. I'm going to grab the link for the new class, and I think I can go ahead and edit it into the description really quick, because I now have 2 classes. I have the one that's just acrylic pouring, and then I have the one that's Fluid Art That Sells, which covers so much more. It has resin projects in it, acrylic pouring projects, all kinds of stuff. Okay. Half a second. I will be heat gunning this in just a second. Okay. Fluid Art That Sells. Okay, save. All right, if you guys do me a favor and go ahead and refresh. And I'll put it here too. Okay. Ratio for resin and acrylic paint, I would say use no more than like 5% of the acrylic paint in there if you're going to. Hey, JP Woodwork. So guys, I'm going to tell you about something also really exciting. This Saturday, I'm doing a special live video at 1 p.m. I believe it is, with a whole bunch of other artists. We're all doing like hour slots. And so I'll post the whole list of artists, but it's going to be epic. After you resin over the sand, oh, there you go, virtuallycrafty.com, he posted the link. So after you resin over the sand, it should be flat. So it just depends how you can have it be gritty still if you wanted to. In which case I would say probably don't put resin over it. All right, I'm going in with white. So I'm going to add a couple lines of white. Now I have seen some people like to blow it this way. I personally like to go the other direction. I've also learned kind of the hard way that you do not want to have any bare spots of canvas when you're doing this step, or your waves kind of won't cooperate. You can blow them either direction though. Okay, so now getting the heat gun out. It helps if it's plugged in, I've heard. All right, here we go. Yeah, pro tip. Please do not ask any questions about getting logged into your account while I'm doing a live. Go ahead and email me, and that way I can actually look at your account. Otherwise, I can't do much while I'm creating art. So I'm blowing it over the sand here. I'm going to spread this out too. Sorry, it's a little hard to talk over this thing. So I'm just moving this a little bit at a time. As it heats up, you can see it moving. I like to push it over the sand a little bit here, and you can do as many layers of this as you like. You can probably see why I like to do more than one layer. I know there's the glare over here, so you can't see it too clearly, but you'll see when I get when I go in for the close-up here. So here we go. Boom. All right, I think that's pretty good for this. Okay, what did I miss? Okay, let's do a close-up here. I think I'm really happy with this layer. I don't want to do too much more with this layer, but I will come back later, and when I put that clear coat over the sand, I'll go ahead and I'll do another layer of the white, which will get that awesome depth. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take the camera down. It's going to shake for a second. I am also looking forward to the next mask painting. It's going to be amazing, I think. Okay. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do with these sides because I'm not really happy with that. I might actually get some like sand paint or something. Scroll a tiny bit and read Mary's. Okay, let's see. What did I miss? What did I miss? Hold on. Going to get out of the car and go to the house. But sitting here. Oh, Mary. A police officer asked her if she was okay. That's hilarious. All right, so you can see that white going over the sand. That's kind of like my favorite part there. And up here to the blue. And that heat gun gets rid of the air bubbles, so you don't need to do anything else to that. You can also add shells if you want. If you wanted to, I would do it at this stage. But yeah, I love that foamy look over the sand. Okay. All right. Putting this back. Going to shake. Now I will raise this up on some whatever these darn orange things are called, so that it doesn't have all that part drying on the sides there. But I think for now I'm gonna go ahead and leave that. It's also 6 million degrees in my garage, you guys. Okay. This one will be for sale. Of course, everything's for sale. Where will I sell it? I have no idea. All right. So let me just see if I missed any other questions. That's so awesome, Mary. The cop's looking me up. Okay. Little starfish, yeah, that would work. Any ideas on price? No, a piece this size, generally $150 to $200. But to be perfectly honest, when I sell pieces directly, not on Etsy, I usually give a darn good price. Okay. My two sands are drastically different in color, so that might actually work, especially since this is kind of the color of wet sand. So I could kind of fade it into the lighter color sand and that would look dry maybe. That's an idea. The white that I used is the Alumilite white dye from Stone Coat Countertops. As was the dark blue. This lighter blue is the Alumidust mica powder, blue-green. Okay, guys, I am melting and dying in here. But I appreciate all of you joining me. I will absolutely show you guys this when it's dry. I'm undecided on that second layer of waves, but either way, I'll let you guys know when it's done. I'll put it on my Instagram and on my community page on YouTube. And I will see you all next time. Please join me if you can. Saturday, I don't remember what I said, 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. I'll post the schedule. And that day also check out as many of the other artists as you can. It's a great group of woodworkers and I think jewelry makers and resin artists and all kinds of fun stuffs. Okay guys, I'll see you next time.